but we say that the Rajas and Tamas are what we call the factors of imbalance in the mind. So when Rajas activates in the mind or even in the identity, we strongly identify with externals. So we are, you know, the clothes we wear, the size we are, the color of our hair, the size of our bank account, all of those. And what is to be noted with that is those are inherently unsteady. So like if we have our sense of self overly identified with these unsteady externals, then we don't have a steady sense of self. And it's too confusing, it's too irregular. And it, you know, living at that level of instability, then eventually we cannot find like a sense of self to be content or steady with. And the seeking externally becomes almost desperate. And then you kind of gravitate into this, what we call tamas. And tamas is the exhaustion of the mind-body system in trying to find stability, you know, any sense of satiation from the externals. And so we drop down into what we call the more inert, lethargic, almost hopeless and defeated, depressed, denial type of state. And then it's like we don't see our options anymore. So when we speak about the gunas, I think what I have in the work that we do, we have lots of ways to describe these three words. So firstly, I would say we jokingly call it the DSM in 3 words. And so the DSM, the Diagnostic Statistic Manual. And so there is this idea of a steady sense of self. And then there is this idea of the kind of active development of that self. And even at the tamas level, what we like to see, the stuckness of us is just latent potential. Like we don't need to pathologize ourselves so much. If you look at the human in all its intelligence, which is all of us, every single one of us is kind of miraculous as a living being. And so therefore we try to draw out the attention to the potential. And the potential is not fully decided by the past. That even when there has been difficult lessons, those difficult past lessons can really motivate us into a much better lived future. And we start that today. So sattva is the present. It's the choices we make today that create the future of tomorrow. And the regularity, routine, and repetition, again, that is also a description of addiction when you think of it. So, you know, we find something, we like it, we do it over and over and over again, but it seems to give us diminishing results. So therefore we might add something else to it, you know. So therefore we're taking that same thing, and it's interesting that the journey is either healing or harming. And it's more to do with the subtle attachment, the belief system. So therefore, if we believe ourselves just to be purely material beings, then you can gather all the money, all the possessions in the world, and then you should be the happiest person. You should be at the top of the heap. But as we look around, we don't see that. We see the ones that we revere, like the models, the actors, the actresses, any of those people, and they have the things that we're all supposed to aspire to, but we don't really see them being happy.